Alright, I'm not sure if we are exactly live right now. I'd like to think we are, but I don't know for sure. Let me check here. Okay, yeah, we got a picture. We got a picture. Hopefully we have audio. Yeah, comment down below if you guys hear any audio for those of you just tuning in here today. Alright. I think there's audio, but I'm not entirely sure. Because hopefully the camera's working too. I think the camera's working. Okay, the camera's working. I just gotta make sure I stay in this spot all day. Alright. As soon as I find out we're audio, we'll get right into this. Might have to... I'll just find out for myself here. I'll just turn it on. Oh, yep, there's audio. Okay. So, thanks for everybody tuning in here today. Welcome to another edition of a full race live stream on the channel. I'm Keegan Schneider. It is Dover International Raceway here today, the second to last race of the regular season for the NASCAR Cup Series side of things on NASCAR Heat 5. Call 48, welcome to the stream. And we are about to get on into this one. Denny Hamlin comes in with a narrow 8-point lead over Ryan Blaney for the regular season championship into today's race. Kyle Busch also in the hunt, only 52 points back in third. It is a 3-horse race for this regular season title. We got some bubble watch to watch out for too as well today. So without further ado, we're going to hop on into this. Ryan Blaney qualified 13th. Looks like he'll be starting in the 11th position due to qualifying or mishaps after qualifying, having to drop a couple guys to the rear of the field. So we'll see who those guys will be as well. Martin Truex Jr. will be starting on the pole. Denny Hamlin outside pole in second. Alex Bowman, driver on the bubble, coming in the playoffs. We'll start at the rear. Ryan Preece starting at the rear, and so is Joey Logano, another one of the drivers on the bubble. Without a win this season. So here we go. Green flag in the air. We are underway at Dover. 400 miles, 400 laps around the Monster Mile. Look at this initial start here by Ryan Blaney. He's going for the lead into turn one. A little contact with Truex. 3 wide. Unbelievable. From 11th to 1st into turns 1 and 2. And Ryan Blaney will lead lap 1 at Dover. I don't think he could have done that without the help of, obviously, Logano and Bowman starting at the rear. That was unbelievable. Kenseth got up to second as well somehow. I'm not even sure where he started. Hamlin back up to second place again. Realizes, wait, that was Blaney that just blew by us out of nowhere. Hamlin, who started second, is back into second place, but it'll be Ryan Blaney leading the first 2 laps. 75 laps in this opening stage. We're going to fly through stage 1 here today. So these two battling for the regular season title are going at it early on. Blaney just trying to protect right now. He's a little on the looser side. He was a lot looser in qualifying. Had to tighten the car up just a little bit. At the line, Blaney, I think, led that lap. Not by much. And Denny Hamlin's able to get to the lead into turn 1. Keselowski now knocking on the doorstep of his teammate. And this 12 car still pretty loose. Trying to tighten it up after qualifying. It's a little bit tighter, sticking to the track a little bit better, but it's not perfect. Wow, big time lap there for Blaney. Drove it deep into turns 1 and 2, trying to get back around Hamlin. Couldn't do it. Keselowski shoves it in there. He puts the 2 points leaders in the wall. Keselowski's T-bone. And he gets drilled by Kenseth mid-pack down the back straightaway. Caution's out for the first time today. A huge wreck 3 wide for the lead at Dover. And a huge accident down the back stretch. Keselowski put his teammate and the points leader in the wall. Off of turn 2, Keselowski then got clipped by Blaney in the ricochet of all of it. And Keselowski went head-on into the wall. Kenseth hit him, coming back down the track further down the back straightaway. And on lap 5, we have our first caution of the day and a wild start here at Dover. Blaney's going to pit. Repair the 2 seconds of damage before that damage gets any worse, and it gets above 5 seconds worth. Still in the early going, but he's going to give up all that track position after leading the first 3 laps today. Unbelievable. Green flag back in the air. Another big checkup in front of him on the restart. Oh, wow. Somebody stalled their tires big time here. How did he get through there so quick? Stenhouse and Custer just kind of spun their tires. You could see the gap with the cars ahead of them compared to behind. What a restart by Ryan Blaney. It's just insane how he's getting through the gears in this one. And quickly right back up to 14th again. We have never seen anything like this on the channel, especially on the championship mode with these full race live streams where we just see restarts and initial starts as fast as what we've seen Blaney taking off today. Now slide in front of Byron for 13th. That 12 car still super loose. Probably should have tightened it up when he came to pit road also. Keselowski did the lead despite having heavy damage. He didn't come to pit road. Or sorry, Kyle Busch is in the lead. He takes over second away from Hamlin. Busch is out in front. I think Blaney's going to be lucky just to make it this entire run with how loose that car is. Cannot afford to have a bad day today as he's trying to catch Hamlin for the regular season championship. We mentioned again, 8 points back. The guy third in points, 52 back, who's mathematically still in it, is Kyle Busch, and he's leading this race. 3 wide now for 10th. Blaney will get around Jimmy Johnson and Kurt Busch, making that 3 wide pass a lot easier than what Keselowski tried to do when he was trying to take the lead. Again, he made contact with Blaney. You hear the maxing out of the RPMs going off into turn 1 that time by the 12 of Blaney. There is a lot of right to left action going on with the analog stick, let me tell you. Still not as bad as what it was in qualifying. Blaney qualified 13th. Again, he made it to round 2. We did session qualifying. It was actually 10th fastest in round 1. It just felt like it got looser in round 2 with the same setup. And he qualified 13th. His pace dropped off a little bit. Looking to the outside of Eric Almirola for 9th. Saw a pretty good Xfinity race at Dover last week. What will this Cup race be like? And the regular season finale for the Cup Series will be tomorrow on the channel at Daytona for the Coke Zero 400. Last call, last chance to get into the playoffs for those who can't clinch today or are already not clinched. Your Watkins Glen winner Chase Elliott in the last race, currently in 7th. He locked himself into the playoffs with a clutch win there. So we've had 11 different winners this season. So not too many spots available on points. Blaney did the inside of Kenseth for 6th. And he will not complete the pass cleanly, at least. A little contact. Slid up right into the side of Kenseth. Kenseth really backed out of the gas after that and lets Blaney go. Blaney's starting to reel in Denny Hamlin again. Restarts seem like it's going to be the upper hand for Blaney, at least for the first couple laps, because he has been taken off. Now, granted, he has been on the inside lane both times as well, which have obviously helped. And yet to see him on the outside. Keselowski, by the way, did run down Busch a handful of laps after the restart. He slides around 1 and 2 once again, but this time it's to clear Hamlin to get back into the top 5. And he's just got a bad fast race car today. Oh, didn't clear Harvick yet, had to lift. He still made contact with Kevin. Luckily it wasn't significant enough and he was able to get out of the gas at least a little bit. able to not quite clear Harvick yet. Big run by both drivers on Martin Truex Jr. Truex got his first career win at Dover back in 2006 in his rookie season. So obviously he knows how to get around this track, and that's why he's in the top 5 in the early going of today's race. As well, he started on the pole. Kyle Busch still only a couple car lengths behind Brad Keselowski right now, as Blaney is just running these guys back down. We're just over 20 laps into the race. And again, one caution that came out back on lap 5, a big accident down the back straightaway. After Keselowski took it 3 wide for the lead and got into his teammate Blaney, shot Hamlin into the wall. They ricocheted. Keselowski got probably the worst part of it, but he's somehow holding on to the lead on Busch through the lap traffic. I have to take a look at just how much damage he's got. Once Blaney catches right back up to him. Billy, welcome to the stream. 7 people watching, early going here Tuesday evening. Some NASCAR Heat 5 action on the channel. Oh, almost some contact between the lap car of McDowell and Kyle Busch. Blaney trying to squeeze by. He does cleanly. Wasn't a lot of room for him, but he wanted to follow the line Busch had taken. And we've got a 3-car battle for the lead now here at Dover. For second. Drove it in deep underneath Kyle Busch. Got around it. Wow, Keselowski held up big time behind Corey LaJoie. A little contact there between Keselowski and Blaney now. Blaney went a little too high in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Busch gets right back under him now. 3 wide down the back into turn 3. These guys are going aggressive here early. You can tell it's the end of the regular season. Blaney just can't get that upper line to work out that well for him. Big run, though, down the front straightaway because of it. 3 wide to the bottom underneath Keselowski. He does move to second, getting back around Busch. And he's all over the back bumper of Brad. Down the back straightaway, looking inside for the lead. Couple lap cars in the way of Bubba Wallace and Christopher Bell. Blaney goes up the middle. That huge damage has to be hindering the progress for Keselowski. Stuck behind Bell. Kyle Busch now to second, and Blaney to the lead for the second time in the early going of today's race. Ethan, welcome to the stream. Well, 3 consecutive DNF finishes for Thunder 04. But we haven't had the best of luck either for NASCAR Heat 5 for the Cup Series side of things as of late. Blaney needs a good day today, though he is coming off a top 5 at Watkins Glen at least. As we already mentioned, Chase Elliott got the win, his first win of the season that day, holding off Kyle Busch at the finish. And Kyle actually fell back to 3rd. And he was able to win both stages, though. Wow, he almost slid into Josh Bilicki in the 7. That was close. The car is really fast, but he's going to have to take some speed out of it to keep it from getting as loose as it is right now. We haven't even seen these guys go anywhere near a full run yet with that caution on lap 5, and we're only at lap 30 in this entire race so far. So still a long ways to go, and the longevity is the big key here. Game face has to be on for the rest of the season, both for the regular season title, for the 12, as well as leading into the playoffs. A little contact got into Stenhouse. That shoved him straight up into the wall, barely, but every little hit, a little bit more damage, knocking just a little bit more speed out of the race car. He finally gets around Stenhouse. Boy, Logano's struggling right now in 20th. He started at the back after qualifying inside the top 12, but had to drop to the rear at the start of the race, and now he's about to go a lap down in stage 1. He's really got to get to work on that race car. Still winless on the season. He is quite a few points to the good. It would take a miraculous effort for him to not make the playoffs, but with Daytona coming around the corner, if he has a bad day today at Dover, you can't count him out of being eliminated tomorrow night in the regular season finale. Two-and-a-half-second lead now for Blaney over Kyle Busch. Keselowski still in third, followed by Truex. Hamlin, the points leader, in fifth. Caution once again. Second of the day at lap 35. Doesn't look like you're going to be seeing any pit stops from the leaders here. Chris Buescher will get the free pass at 19th. Keys to running here at Dover, well, as what I'm finding out, which obviously I knew before that this track was really slick in this game for whatever reason. Really, the cars like to slide around a lot. But anyway, cars are sliding around even a little bit more today, so you really just gotta put almost as tight of a setup as you can have without it being too tight is the key here. You want that on throttle time, but too much of it, and obviously you're seeing the car slide around a bit too much today. Blaney's liking, but he's wheeling that thing early on, and nobody decided to pit there under that caution. Blaney wants to keep his track position. Green flag back in the air again at Dover after our second caution in the first 35 laps. 38 to go, stage 1 yet. Already as they're getting up to speed, you can see the wiggle in turns 3 and 4 slowly but surely. That clean air is going to help Blaney now. So we're halfway through stage 1. It's also going to help having a little bit older tires right now, just for the sake that seems to be a little faster in the longer run for most races. That includes here at this racetrack at Dover. This 1 mile concrete oval, we're going to alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. Always hit the wall off turn 4 all the time. Yeah, I mean, turn 2 seems to be a little more treacherous for me than turn 4, but I mean, they're both really treacherous. This is a very difficult track to navigate with one of the more difficult pit roads as well. You saw a pit road speeding penalty in the Xfinity Series race on a green flag stop in the final stage. Luckily, Junior got bailed out with a caution at the right time, which obviously probably helped him win, but not having to serve that penalty under green. Well, there's a little kiss off the wall. It's just the timing, too, of when the car slides too much. You got to know that perfect point of if you can actually just drive out of it like we're seeing every now and then, or if we have to check up out of the throttle completely to get the car to settle down. And that's really just a feel thing. You'll get better with that over time. Frankie Smith, welcome to the stream. Wow. It looks even worse on the far chase cam, just how loose it is. Yeah, I'm not going to be running this camera too often. I don't use it that often on this game anyway. It's just really weird for whatever reason. It's just not a good feeling. Especially when you have as loose of a car as I do here today. I should say that Blaney's got here today. Oh, we got a car around Quinn Houff. Spun in turns 3 and 4. He'll bring it to pit road. No caution. We stay green here at Dover. Well, the caution did not fly there. For Quinn Houff spinning in 3 and 4. It looked like he had maybe a tire go down because he was up in smoke too. And there he is on pit road. So yes, 29 to go, still green. After already 2 early cautions, we almost had a third here in stage 1. And again, this is the shortest stage of the day, only 75 laps. The next 2 stages will each be over 100 in length. Big run, not a lot of anywhere to go with it, but Blaney did a good job getting through the tight lap traffic of Michael McDowell and Justin Haley right there. We're already a couple laps down leading up to that point. Blaney just flying around the traffic. Oh, that's going to be a dangerous spot right there. Luckily, they weren't 3 wide when Blaney got there. Ryan Newman and Bubba Wallace kind of got sorted out in time. Yeah, Ethan, I did see that. Auto Club Speedway races going to be run on the Daytona Road Course this season, early in the year. So the West Coast Swing, I guess, technically wouldn't start until they go to Vegas now. And it's only 2 races, so that's unfortunate. Luckily, they were one of the few tracks that had races with fans before COVID last season, so that's, at least they had a pretty good send-out with that racetrack. Obviously, we know it'll be turned into a short track starting next season in 2022, or sorry, not next season, but the following season, 2022. That's a bummer. That was another race I was looking to go to this year because I haven't been out there before. I've never even been to the state of California before, but I was looking to possibly go out there. It'd be nice to get out of the cold and late February in Ohio into the winter months, at least for a couple days, and go to a race out there. And unfortunately, that will not be the case now. So. Not going to be really willing to go into the Daytona Road Course. Especially... I don't know what I was going to say there. I would have more than gladly went for the Clash, only because it would have been during speed weeks, but... Not even going to Daytona this year, especially with it being partial crowd. I put my foot down now, so... Pretty much made my final decision that I wasn't going to the 500, unfortunately, this year. Hopefully better luck in 2022. I totally would have won if there would have been no COVID and full capacity, normalcy. So hopefully 2022. Yeah, so now we got 7 road course races on the Cup schedule. See, it'll be weird, though, because they're already running the Clash on the road course. I think they should move the Clash back to the oval. They should move the Clash back to the oval now that they're running a points race on the road course literally 2 weeks after the Daytona 500. That's my opinion, but I think it's a good idea. Then, I mean, it will work as a free practice session for those guys, and that's the whole reason at least the whole reason I thought that we stopped running on the ovals, because it was starting to become too much of like a test session for the 500. But now, with the teams running a points race there 2 weeks after the Daytona 500, they're going to treat it just like it's practice again. So, yeah, I think they should move back to the oval. I was all right with it at first, but now that they're running a points race at the road course, they need to move that back to the oval for the Clash. Even if it is a lot of the same things that has been going on the last couple of years with a single file line until about the last 20 laps, when they get wild for the first time. They make terrible blocking moves and cause huge wrecks, really. Wow, Brendan Gaughan really stalled out those lead lap cars and the lap cars. 3 wide back there now. Kenseth will go a lap down, so will Jimmy Johnson now. Well, they already announced that Homestead was... They already announced Homestead was going to be the second race of the season. Beforehand. Harvick is in second place right now. He's 16 seconds off the lead as we get later and later into the stage. Barely over 10 laps to go. Blaney hard on the brakes into turn 3. Make sure he doesn't run in the back above the wall. So there's Martin Truex Jr. just up ahead, about to go a lap down. Outside the top 5. Hamlin's falling outside the top 5 as well. Chase Elliott's up to 4th. Good run for him. Oh, it's going to get dicey. Not a wise move there by Blaney. Up the middle. Wasn't really anywhere there, and Truex is trying to block in 8th place right now, and he's trying to stay on the lead lap. But Blaney's just going to eventually get around it. Yeah, you would hate to make an adjustment to make the car a little slower so the handling's better, because Ryan Blaney's got a fast race car, but he's going to have to do it. I don't see him making it all the way through today's race the way it's handling right now, and he needs to with Hamlin in the top 10 and already behind him in points. Let's put him a lap down in stage 1 as well. Keselowski with the damage outside the top 5 back to 6th as Alex Bowman's into the top 5 now in 5th place. And Keselowski's going to go a lap down, so Hamlin isn't even the first driver to lap down. Knowing that stage 1 is coming to an end soon, Blaney is racing to get around these lead lap cars, trying to put them a lap down. Working on Bowman right now as they split Custer. Buescher gives him just enough room to race up there on the outside. And that's another thing, the right front tire on Ryan Blaney's car is starting to wear out quite a bit right now. Down to 20%. Fuel could be an issue as well. Remember, nobody pitted under that second caution, nor the first. 4 cars on the lead lap. It might be a fuel economy run to the end of stage 1 as well. I think these guys stayed out knowing they were probably going to make it to the end. You'd have to assume. Chase Elliott going to go a lap down now in 4th. Not going to catch Kyle Busch and Kevin Hart. Well, I guess he could if they don't have to pit. And they're pinned in lap traffic right now. Oh, Busch makes it 4 wide, nearly off of turn 2. Right behind Harvick as he battles him for second. They are still held up in lap traffic. They're 2x2. They were 3 wide right in front of him. Harvick still hanging on to second for the moment. 6 laps to go in the stage. Here comes Ryan Blaney in the 12. Oh, contact with Haley. He got tight. Into turn 1, washed up the track. Accidental contact there, that will slow him down, and he tries to again run down Harvick and Busch. almost to the end of the stage. That right front still wearing out. 5 laps to go in stage 1 this time by. Trying that upper line. That's going to give a run to Blaney down the back. Kyle Busch is a lap down. He'll try the same thing in 3 and 4 on Kevin Harvick. Starting to stick it a little bit better in the longer run. The short run, he still can't quite do it. 4 to go now, and Harvick will go a lap down. Blaney right in between Kurt Busch and Joey Logano, trying to get away from Harvick. And Kyle Busch, who again is closing in on Harvick himself. And Blaney has lapped the field in stage 1. I don't expect him to be too fast in the next 2 stages once he makes that wedge adjustment to tighten it up. 3 to go in the stage. Now here's the thing. This is going to be interesting because pit road closes this time by. At least for Blaney. So he's going to pit right now. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. 35 miles an hour is the speed limit. And there we go. He's going to pit here. But he's going to go fuel only, half can only, to try and get back out ahead of the rest of the cars. But only 1 mile around this racetrack. He was likely not going to make it on fuel. He's committed to pitting here. He's going to repair any damage that he has, which really isn't any damage. It was already replaced. 2 laps left now. Are they going to make it on fuel to the end of the stage? Who will win stage 1 at Dover? The race leader on pit road, Gaston Go, trying to hurry up. This is a painfully slow pit road, and there he goes onto the track. There's Keselowski and Hamlin. They just cycled ahead of him with now just less than 2 to go. Blaney back onto the racetrack. He doesn't have fresher tires, but he's got a faster car. Wow, Chase Elliott to the lead all of a sudden. So Elliott was able to work his way around to the lead. White flag in the air. Keselowski's out of fuel. Kyle Busch is out of fuel. Can Chase Elliott win stage 1 and pick up where he left off after winning at winning at Watkins Glen rather? Truex is out of gas. Hamlin's out of gas. He's trying to limp it back. Blaney's up to second. Chase Elliott's out of fuel in turns 3 and 4. Blaney's hustling. Elliott's out of fuel. Blaney wins stage number 1 on a last lap pass on a fuel economy run. My goodness, what a wacky end to this opening stage. Elliott was running out of gas. We saw Hamlin out of gas off of turn 2, as well as Truex. Bowman got caught behind Hamlin as the top 10 raced back to the line. Ty Dillon's in the top 10 now. A wacky finish to the end of stage 1, to say the least. That was interesting. But Blaney will win the stage. Elliott's second still, sputtering across the line. Eric Jones made it up to 3rd out of nowhere. He wasn't even in the top 10. See, the thing is with the fuel-only run, to beat Elliott, if he would have taken tires, I don't know if he would have beaten Elliott back to the line. But now he's going to have to pit again, this time for tires. He's going to top off on fuel. We know how important that is. And some guys are on pit road already and are going to cycle back out again. And Chris Buescher will get the free pass again today in 17. Crazy finish to stage number 1. But a good one nonetheless. First time we're going to see Blaney restart on the outside now. Green flag back in the air. Everybody presumably on fresher tires. Blaney took off on that outside lane. Trying to push Ty Dillon into turn 1 and get him going. It's going to get tight 3 wide. Blaney pinned on the outside. Busch slides up in front of him. Wow, look out. Look at Tyler Reddick, the rookie, trying to get up here as he goes underneath Ty Dillon and Jimmy Johnson. How about Ty Dillon getting a stage point, and Blaney, for his crew, forgot to tighten the car up. You can already tell they were getting up to speed off of turn 4, and that car was wanting to turn straight left. So Chase Elliott, who finished second, almost won the stage on fuel mileage. Now leading all of a sudden here at Dover. We got some slower cars mid-pack up here, some faster cars in the back half of the top 10. This is setting up for a wild restart here, as we're already seeing. And Elliott is going to lose the lead to his teammate Bowman. So Alex Bowman out in front now at Dover off of turn 2. Will clear Elliott cleanly. Hamlin trying to close in again. So Blaney winning the stage. Can anybody in the chat let me know where Denny Hamlin finished at the end of the last stage? If you could, please and thank you. I did not see that. Or I should say I forgot to check that. Again, Hamlin was 8 points ahead of Blaney coming into this race today for the regular season championship. Oh, 3 wide, Harvick and a Hendrick sandwich with Johnson and Bowman. Look at Johnson getting up into the top 10, or trying to at least. Crossover by the 10 of Almirola. Got right on the left rear. Didn't touch him, but definitely see the air being taken off. And how about Ryan Preece in the 8th position? We got a couple guys up here. Johnson, Preece. Probably need wins to get in. Blaney sideways. Overcorrects it into the wall and into William Byron. Caution. You got the car pointed the right direction afterwards, and that is now our 3rd caution for incident today. 5 seconds worth of damage for Ryan Blaney. Not going to make any adjustments here because that would be unfair, but we're going to pit to repair the 5 seconds of damage. Just within that 5-second damage clock, so it is repairable. Crazy race up to this point here at Dover. Blaney's back on the inside on the restart. Harvick will get the free pass in 18, so he somehow fell a lap down. We're gonna pause it here for a quick second. We're gonna take a look, see where Hamlin finished in stage 1. Sorry I forgot to look at that, but it's important information. So Hamlin finished 4th in stage 1. Okay. And we're live again. Okay. So Hamlin finished 4th in stage 1. Oh, wow! Ty Dillon spun his tires on the restart, and Blaney just ran right in the back of him. He tried to get out of the way, and he couldn't do it. I might start to make the car push now with that little bit of damage to the front of the race car. Bowman out in front, though, at Dover. Back underneath Ryan Preece again, as well as Kurt Busch. And again, he's super loose off turn 2. Gives Kurt the run on the outside to stay alongside of him. Blaney should clear him this time. Oh, 3 wide up there. Blaney's got a handful with his race car. Meanwhile, in 11, Johnson, Truex, and Almirola were tight. 3 wide off of 4, but they made it. Off the exit of the corner, Blaney's trying to get his car pointed in the right direction. Well, his car's not pushing. I'll tell you that much. Despite the damage. Oh, Truex looked like he wanted to go up and block it. He wasn't clear. Almirola barely clear. Pulled right up in front of the 12. Truex just ran right into the side of Blaney. Blaney was already to his outside. I don't know if he didn't see him there or what, but I think Truex wanted to go to the high side. But Blaney already there. He obviously just doored Blaney. Blaney did a good job keeping it off the wall, but goes back to the outside again. Wow, Blaney just shut the door in the 10 on corner exit off of turn 2. Big run, beating him back to the gas as well, and getting around the 37 of Preece for 9. Truex trying to cross over, meanwhile down to the bottom now to try and get around the 48 of Johnson. Keselowski back out in front here at Dover. much longer stage 2, about 90 laps longer than what the opening stage was. Payback there. Blaney was able to loosen up Truex off of turn 2, just enough to get right back around him for 7. Truex basically doored him a couple laps prior into turn 1. So coming into stage number 2, with Blaney winning stage 1 on that fuel economy run, and Denny Hamlin was able to scrape by to finish 4th. Hamlin now has a 4-point lead in the regular season standings, so not much at all into this one. That is close. It's definitely close. And a fun race up to this point so far today. 3 cautions per incident. Well up to this point, 2 in stage 1 and 1 early in stage 2. Seems like the restarts seem to be where we've seen the majority of these cautions as well. Get everybody double filed and packed together. Dover is one of the more fun tracks on this game, though, let me tell you. Seen it on full display today. I thought Blaney got loose into the corner. Usually it's center off, he's been getting loose, but he actually got a little loose on entrance to turn 3 that time. A lot of on-throttle time, too. And every now and then you can hear the RPMs kind of max out a little bit. Or start to max out. Over 9,000 RPM. One of the racetracks with a 750 horsepower package. The Cup Series currently runs. Blaney nudged the wall there off of turn 2, or turn 4 rather, a little bit. Chase Elliott still holding on strong in second place, by the way. Boy, does he have momentum out of nowhere. He basically stole the win from Kyle Busch at Watkins Glen last week, leading only the last 11 laps of the race on that final restart. And all of a sudden, Elliott almost won stage 1 today on fuel mileage. He ran out of fuel coming off of 4 to the green-white checkered flag and finished 2nd. Unbelievable. Michelle Rafter, welcome to the stream. Big run there by Blaney. Underneath Alex Bowman. Bowman might try a crossover, a little contact. Blaney kind of tried to shut the door on him there on the center off like he did on Almirola, and he wasn't clear, so that was why there was contact. And Bowman almost cleared, but not quite. That lap car of Joey Gase was almost in the wrong place at the wrong time, too, as those guys were hauling down the back straightaway. And he squeezes on by for 3rd, though, between Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman as he runs down Chase Elliott and the race leader, Brad Keselowski. Oh, Chase got caught behind Carter. Blaney to 2nd now. Penske 1-2 at the front of the field. Boy, Keselowski's really fallen off the face of the earth this season as well. Remember, for the longest time, he was in a 3-car battle for the regular season championship with both Blaney and Hamlin, and those two just kind of pulled away from him. Keselowski just wasn't getting the finishes he wanted, like he had at the very beginning of the season when he was clicking off races and got a win early in the year. This hasn't been the case. We've seen Hamlin get a couple wins since. Blaney obviously has won a decent amount of races since. They just pulled away from him. And Kyle Busch also has kind of taken over. I think Keselowski is even behind Truex, who was winless this year in the points, but Truex sits 4th in the standings. So Keselowski's back to 5th. And again, even if you don't win the regular season championship for those 15 playoff points, it's still rewarding to finish inside the top 10 at the end of the regular season, because playoff points are awarded 9 through 1, 2nd through 10. Of course, just like the stage points are earned every race, 9 points for 2nd. 8th place gets 3 all the way back to 10th gets 1. Or sorry, third place gets 8, and 7 for fourth all the way back to 1 point per 10. He really drove it in deep. He got it to stick really well, too. Keselowski caught Ryan Newman in a bad spot off of turn 2. More ground game down for Ryan Blaney. Big run into turn 3. I didn't think he was going to get there at first, but he did get there. Is he going to be clear? Yes, he is. Clean pass off of turn 4. Blaney back out in front of Dover. Third, different time today. Fourth, rather, today, in which he has led first in stage number 2. Somebody who's really fallen off as of late as well over the last 3 or 4 races is B.J. McLeod. At one point, he was only 16 points behind Alex Bowman for that last spot on the playoffs, and after the last 4 races, he has fallen nearly a full race behind. Bowman's having another great day today, as he's had as of late. Bowman's just been on an insanely hot streak, and McLeod's just fallen off the face of the earth. Back to almost normalcy compared to where that team's used to running. And Bowman in the top 5. He's led some laps already today as well. Another solid finish, and really we could be looking at Bowman having enough points to easily clinch after Daytona as long as we don't get a new winner at Daytona. That's going to be the big thing here. Is Bowman, is he still going to be 16th? Because he might have to catch that 15th place driver. Almost contact there with DiBenedetto. He almost kind of squeezed him off of turn 4. Race leader carries on. Just over a 2-second lead on Brad Kay. Followed by Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, and Alex Bowman in the top 5 here in stage 2 at Dover. These guys are going to have to make at least 1 stop in this second stage, maybe 2. We haven't seen them make 1 yet. We're going to alternate to the different camera angles once again here today. Second time today in which we will do this. David Reagan not giving him a lot of room. Turns 1 and 2. Blaney really had to take his time to make sure he wasn't going to wash up the track into the side of him. Opened up about a 5-second lead now between the 2 Penske Fords at the front of the field. And again, the top 5 has not changed over the last really couple dozen laps now. But the intervals have. Pretty much growing slightly between each of these positions. Got 7 people watching currently right now. Thanks for everybody tuning in here once again on a Tuesday evening NASCAR Heat 5 action. Second to last race of the regular season here. The regular season finale will be at Daytona tomorrow night on NASCAR Heat 5 for the Cup Series side of things, so that'll be a lot of fun there. Keeping major track today of the regular season battle. We'll keep a good track of both that and the actual, I should say, regular season championship battle, as well as the actual bubble battle tomorrow night as well. Get closer and closer to NASCAR's version of the playoffs. Almost looks like the 14 car of Clint Boyer is ghosted right now. It's tough to tell for sure. No, he's not. I think it was just the glare of the sun down the back straightaway. On this game, at least. 3 wide to the bottom. Wow, Blaney really forced it in there, and Hamlin is falling back. He's outside the top 10. He finished 4th rather. He's scoring 7 stage points in stage 1. And again, he's 4 points ahead of Blaney going into stage 2 alone. V8, welcome to the stream. Oh boy. Big push into turns 1 and 2, but he stayed low and he was able to get around BJ McLeod. Can't quite clear the 19 yet. Now he does down the back. And that lead's really growing. 9 seconds now. Yeah, I just bought pretty much a standard gaming laptop from Best Buy. It was a Dell computer. Just enough to carry a Windows 10 that I could stream from the laptop. And now that I got better internet, obviously the picture's a lot better now too than what it used to be. Strictly the only reason I bought it. Obviously I do it for everything else I gotta do, whether it's YouTube channel oriented or work related, whatever it may be. Comes in handy. 6 cars on the lead lap all of a sudden. Blaney is tore through this field here in stage 2. Currently on our longest green flag run of the race. Again, we've had 3 cautions for incidents so far. Currently on a 46-lap green flag run. Looking at the pit window here, it looks like these guys are going to have to make 2 pit stops in this second stage. Stage 1, you saw them make 1 at the end. Some guys were able to make it on field, and some guys were running out at the end. We saw Blaney run out almost a lap earlier than everybody else. Maybe not having as great of a fuel economy with how hard he's been pushing that race car all day today. It's amazing that even on a 1-mile racetrack, the gap from 2nd to 5th is over 9 seconds. Let alone the gap between 1st and 2nd being 13 to 13 and a half now. Keselowski does seem a lot faster than what he was in stage 1 when he had that damage after the lap 5 accident at the very beginning of the race today. And that is why you're seeing him slowly, well, he was slowly pulling away from Elliott. Now Elliott's starting to reel him back in again. That gap was for a moment under 3 seconds. How about Harvick, after getting the free pass, has driven himself back into the top 5. He's also got one of the stronger cars today. He unfortunately fell a lap down at the end of stage number 1 with the whole fuel mileage situation there. But he was leading laps at one point earlier and in the top 5. Oh, contact, and Buescher might go around. Oh, he saved it. Chris Buescher, what a save. At Dover in turns 3 and 4. That was a very narrow situation too. They were 3 wide going into the corner. Blaney was side drafting Harvick down the backstretch, trying to pull him back, and when he came back up, he wasn't quite clear of Chris Buescher and clipped him, and somehow Buescher hung on to it. It didn't really affect Blaney much, but Buescher lost a little bit of ground, lost another lap as well. He's now 2 laps down, but boy, it could have been a lot worse for him. And Harvick will finally go a lap down once more. This time it's straight up and not on fuel mileage. Or pit strategy. So we're getting closer and closer to the end of this pit window here. It doesn't seem like the pit window is that much different compared to what the Xfinity race was the other day either. Roughly the same. So 1 green flag stop during the course of that day in the final stage. We've already seen 1 in stage 1 today. Will we see another one here? Again, we have had our fair share of cautions. 3 for incident already. Kyle Busch going to go a lap down. Still just over half the race to go, even though we are midway through stage 2. Again, that first stage was only 75 laps. 3 cars on the lead lap all of a sudden. We saw that change immediately at the end of the first stage with the fuel mileage run, so we'll have to see how this one will go. If we stay green, and maybe we'll cycle through pit stops for a second set of green flag stops here before long. And at most, Blaney could go about 15 laps on fuel. The right front tire is starting to wear out quite a bit again. It's down to about 20% wear, roughly left if you look on the upper left-hand corner of the screen there. Ooh, Elliott almost got in the back of Cole Custer. Really had to lift quite a bit. How Blaney had to lift as Dillon was already on the outside of Custer. Look at that large pack of lap traffic once again a little bit further out ahead. Elliott a lap down now. Keselowski's getting held up behind all these guys. Some drivers up here that definitely don't want to go 2 laps down. Jimmy Johnson, Eric Almirola, some of them. Mark Truex Jr. is up here. Most importantly, Denny Hamlin, the points leader. Though currently as we run, Hamlin would not be the points leader with where he's at in the back half of the top 10 right now. At least he's worked himself back into the top 10. Blaney already outscored him by 3 points in the opening stage. 3 wide at the top. Keselowski goes a lap down, but again, most importantly, Denny Hamlin goes 2 down. Late into this fuel window. Oh, that got narrow up here again. We have seen some very heavy and hectic lap traffic today as well. There's still a ways to go. This race is far from over. We'll have to see how this will keep going as the day continues. 95 to go now on the stage, and we're only about 7 to 8 laps away from green flag stops, at least for the 12 of Blaney. And again, nobody has pitted yet in this stage. despite there being an early yellow. Blaney pit just to repair the damage, but that was it. So he was a piece of that third caution. Surprised that right front's still holding up as well as it is. He can definitely push it at least a few more laps, and he might actually make it to the end of the field run. Now, he did make it to the end of the field run when his right front was pretty wore out in stage 1. We'll see if he can do the same here in this stage. And again, so it'll only be the first pit stop of the stage and not the last. They will have to pit again at some point in time. You're not going to be able to stretch it. We'll have just less than 90 to go by the time they pit. Line of caution. He's definitely got to make sure he tightens his race car up just a little bit. Forgot to under that stop at the end of stage 1. Nearly costed him the race at the beginning of stage 2. Well, this is not going to be pretty. Oh, wow. Barely didn't make contact. So they were 3 wide. Blaney was in the middle. Now he goes high 3 wide. And at least cleared a couple cars by the time they got into turn 1. Is he going to pit this time? Yes, he is. So Blaney will pit this time by. Got to make sure he doesn't speed. Didn't get to practice this. And he did not speed. It was close, but he did not. Again, one of the tougher pit roads to get onto in NASCAR. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, wedge adjustment coming here. 1 full round here in stage number 2. And if it's a little too tight, you can always loosen it back up again. At least a little bit without having to go back to the way it was at the very beginning of the race. This would be the ideal situation. So 4 tire stop, 16.7 second pit stop there for RB12 and his crew. Keselowski on pit road now to follow. Wow, he got loose trying to get up to speed there. It's Kurt Busch on the top. Might be coming to pit road. Yeah, I think Kurt Busch is coming into the pits. So we let Blaney go there. Some cars were able to stay out an extra lap or 2. Car's still a little loose, but I don't think he's going to tighten it up any more than what he did right there. So the longest green flag run continues through the second set of green flag stops today and the second set of pit stops total. Waiting on everything to cycle all the way through. It looks like Kyle Busch has cycled himself into second. Pretty fast pit stop for him because he was riding right about 3rd or 4th. I think he was in 4th behind both Elliott and Keselowski. Keselowski, a big loser on pit road. He went in 2nd, comes out 4th. Elliott maintains in 3rd, so he had a faster stop than Keselowski, but Kyle Busch's crew had just a blistering fast stop and even beat Elliott out. They all pitted on the same lap. Lap after Blaney. So one more pit stop in this stage. Oh, car in the wall, turn 4. Right front tire is blown out, I believe on Ty Dillon, and that will be the 4th caution today. That was a pretty hard hit there for Ty Dillon. Damage to the right front. I believe his right front tire blew out. Clint Boyer's going to hit pit road now. A little strategy call by them, and Kyle Busch is going to get the free pass to get back on the lead lap. So in the wall goes Dillon, blowing a right front tire. He was having a good day. Actually got stage points at stage 1. Corey LaJoie also got a pit further back, Logano. So yeah, there are a lot of guys trapped 2 laps down or more, even into the top 10. Green flag back in the air. Everybody stayed out there. They still can't make it on the end, or to the end, even of those guys that pitted right there. They're still going to be about 5 laps short. So maybe that's what they were willing to pit for, top off on fuel and go a little further, and maybe we can get a caution in the middle of green flag stops, or maybe just after the green flag stops, and they can kind of cycle through. Chase Elliott, Keselowski battling for third place rather, and to be the first car lap down, perhaps trying to catch Ryan Blaney here under green. I don't think Blaney's going to be as fast as what you saw him earlier. Tighten his car up quite a bit. And Elliott and Keselowski just keep going back and forth, passing each other and crossing each other over quite a bit. Blaney overran the entrance to turn 1. Elliott clears Keselowski again, inches closer to Blaney. Blaney's got the clean air though, so it's going to help Ryan out. And Keselowski crosses back over on Elliott. Man, those guys are going at it for 3rd place right now. Surprised Harvick's not able to capitalize on it. I know Blaney is enjoying that battle out of his rear view. Keselowski back underneath and clearing Elliott, and now he goes high. Chase Elliott back to the bottom. I think Elliott's going to get him back again. That's unbelievable. Oh, a little mistake off of turn 4 by Blaney. Pretty fun battle going on right there for 3rd place. And Elliott is able to clear in 1 and 2. Keselowski stays high. Elliott tries to protect the bottom. Harvick's now trying to work the outside further back in 5th. Busch has already passed a lot of cars on the restart. Elliott's not quite close enough to Blaney. He's now within striking distance to try and get back on the lead lap yet. He goes high. Brad to the inside as they swap lanes again. And Brad nearly cleared him, but now they're side by side down the front and into turn 1. And Brad's got the spot. I'll tell you what, if caution flies right now, that's going to put an end to a good battle. And that only amplifies the battle currently even more. Alternate to the different camera angles once again. Doing it a lot more today, mainly because we were not able to do it because all 3 races yesterday on Thunder 04 were shortened, so getting our pretty big dose of it today with the alternating camera angles. Wow, that car took off into turn 3. Again, we haven't seen him get loose on entry. It's really the 2nd time we've seen it today. Meanwhile, though, nobody was able to capitalize on it behind because they're side by side again for position. Elliott again will cross over Keselowski to take over 3rd. think Blaney's found his setup though. Again, it is still loose, but the feeling of it is not as loose as what he had before the last set of pit stops. Elliott again, back to the inside of Keselowski. It's fun just watching that battle. Back and forth, and it's probably only going to intensify. Oh, wow, Elliott went high to put a block on Brad, and that about put Keselowski in the wall. How he was able to hold it there, beyond me. That was a good hold. Now Keselowski to the bottom, and here comes Harvick into the mix. Trying to gang up on those two who are probably burning through their tires right now, trying to pass one another. And Elliott again to the bottom. It's unbelievable what they're doing back there. Unbelievable. And Harvick is right behind them both as Blaney will catch the back marker traffic. Back in the pack. Elliott does clear Keselowski again, and now Harvick to the inside of Keselowski for 4th. Harvick was a lap down once, got the free pass, he's a lap down again. Trying to get, again, back into the free pass position. Brian Berwick, welcome to the stream. Picking up where we left off here as we're late in stage number 2, nearing lap 100 in this stage alone. And we are right around the halfway mark in today's race total. Still not quite there though. We got another 25 laps roughly until the halfway mark. Blaney leads. About 10.5 seconds ahead of Kyle Busch, who restarted at the rear of the field after getting the free pass in second place under the last caution. We've had 4 cautions per incident today. Blaney was really able to take control of things during that long run towards the beginning of stage 2, where we went nearly 80 laps of green flag racing, cycled through pit stops, and got the caution about 10 laps after the cycling of pit stops. Still one more stop to go in stage number 2 alone. These guys are going to wait as long as they can here, likely around this 1 mile racetrack in a very, very long pit road at slow speed around this track as well, only 35 miles an hour, so these guys are not going to want to pit. Blaney almost sped on the pit road as well last time. Unfortunately, he did not. That he was able to hold his lap advantage on everybody else. Blaney also won Stage 1 on fuel mileage, passing Chase Elliott on the last lap there as Elliott ran out of gas off of turn 4 on the final lap of Stage 1. So, a valiant effort there to come from behind. Blaney did lead quite a few laps in the opening stage as well. And currently, as we run for the regular season points battle, coming into this stage, I said it was a 4-point difference. It's 5 points between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin right now. Hamlin finished 7th in stage number 1, and Blaney, of course, as we mentioned, won the stage. So Blaney outscored him by 3, not 4. I don't know what I was thinking there earlier. So Blaney outscored him by 3 points. He came in 8 points below him, so that makes the difference 5 coming into stage 2. And you don't even see Hamlin in the top 5 right now. He was in the back half of the top 10. I don't know if he's still there or not. We'll have to wait and see under either the next caution or whatever. These guys maybe even see each other again. A little contact there. Penske cars got together there, one of which of race leader Blaney, and then Logano, the lap car, to the inside. Joey started at the rear, still running 15th. He hasn't even gotten into the top 10 yet. For those of you watching that haven't subscribed already, also hit that subscribe button. We do these full race live streams on NASCAR video games on the daily, as well as other related NASCAR content. We do these full races with a realistic broadcast as well. A couple career mode videos are out also. I got uploaded on the channel today, one of which at least. I think the other's still uploading. So also got that as well. And again, tomorrow, the regular season finale at Daytona. Should be a lot of fun there. We'll crown a regular season champion. And the final remaining spots to be locked in for that 16-man playoff field as well. We've got the Xfinity Series race at Daytona lined up on Thursday.